What's up, everybody? Been getting some questions about how did I get so good in Anime Energy Clash. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's Roblox, so I mean, you grind. But I figured, I could tell you a little bit about where I was and what I kind of did over the last week or so. Um, and if you don't know about this game, it's primarily one of those games where they give out UGC. So that's like the majority of the people are here to get like this cool little helmet hat thing. Um, I already got it, of course, because I can't see something and not go after it. But that's the majority of what people are here for. But the game, if you're not familiar with it, it's got like Mike Key and I can't even remember what that is anymore. It's over here. Chakra. Chakra is what that's called. And it doesn't really matter too much which one you change, or you know, most people focus on the sword, and then in World 5, there's like a little bit of a benefit to going with Key over Might, but whatever. I mean, you just auto train the power, and so even when you're not really doing anything, you're actually kind of doing something. Um, to note, I do have a 3x multiplier on, and that comes from the merchant in World 2 that I've heard he kind of resets his stock of the ×3 stuff like every day. I don't really know because I never have gems. Yeah, I've got 13 gems, and they're like 20 gems per half hour, I think. But you get the gems by coming up to these boss guys and fighting them. I mean, this dude's real weak. So like, click once, click twice, and he's dead. And that gives you wins, and potentially it gives you gems. Depending on what world you're in, the percentage of gem drops changes. I don't really know what the numbers are. So, best guess, the highest world you can go to if you're trying to farm for gems is the place to fight bosses to do it. But this is kind of what happened that like made people start like asking me what I was doing. Was I'm second on the leaderboard with 132 AC. And I definitely wasn't like that a week or two ago. I think the biggest thing that happened was like over here on who's in your server. Like, you see I have 100 rebirths. I was at like 60 something, and I was afraid to rebirth again because like every time you do, it clears out like your power and your key and your chakra, and you gotta do it again. But I happened to be in here, and I was kind of like looking at these percentages and going, is it worth rebirthing and losing everything and having to retrain? And I just happened to notice this rebirth upgrade thing. And that was kind of like the game changer for me, because extra power plus 1900% was totally worth it. So if you have no idea what this super rebirth thing is, basically you need coins, and the coins unlock these slots. to get the coins, you take your current level of Rebirth, which I'm at 100, and it'll give me 100 coins. So it's like a Rebirth, only it's not. Like, instead of going to 101, I'm gonna go back to 0. But I can then use those 100 coins to gain extra power. And what I realized real quick was like doing that and then like fighting 10 bosses. I would have enough wins to rebirth 10 more times and get 10 more coins. So really all you got to do is invest like an hour or two and you can get pretty much everything maxed out. I didn't bother with the extra speed because I really don't care. I mean, it's not one of those games where you've got to go far, so it doesn't matter how fast you go. It was annoying, but I mean, I move pretty fast, and part of that I think is coming from yeah, it's coming from these trail things. Um, like the starter one, which is 300 gems, which is a lot, versus the one I'm on, the gorgeous one. I don't even know how much that costs. Probably like 2K. But speed 130%. So, you know, if you can get the tail, and plus it gives you a wins boost, and that's pretty handy. So if you can get the tail, you don't really need to work on the rebirth, well, the super rebirth speed boost. Um, so that was like the major thing that happened. And then the other major thing was the same place. Like, you know, I'm just clicking on Shenlong, but, you know, in World 1, you can go to the Shenlong shop. And for the longest time, I've been using this satanic thing that does 1,000 damage. And, you know, spinning my wheel trying to get the stupid cyber lightning thing. Never happened, of course. You know, it looked like it was going to happen, but it didn't actually happen. Well, anyways, I noticed, finally, oh, I forgot to turn trading off. Well, who was that? Yeah, I already forgot who traded me, but if that ever annoys you guys too, I'll just go in there and disable it and it quits popping up on my screen. But in the Shenlong shop, like, you think the best stuff is going to be at the bottom, at the end. But it's not. They added this thing called the Void Wave that is 3,000% versus what I was using, which was only 1,000. Um, and unfortunately, it cost Roblox, and it was a pretty rough amount. It was like 25 bucks to get it. But 3,000% versus 1,000 plus all that rebirth action that I got, it was kind of a no-brainer. And then, you know, obviously, kind of once I'd maxed out like the rebirth upgrade stuff, I just went ahead and finished off the normal rebirths to get that 1,500%, which is really not that hard. 1.12 AC does not take long to get. Like, you know, I've only got a 10% multiplier on right now, and they recently had an event where they were doing like, I don't know, like 20 minutes or so of like super op like multipliers, but I just went over to like World 4 or maybe it was World 5. Yeah, this King Cold guy, I think, is who I was messing with. And he's a little bit harder, but again, not really. But you get 33 AB from him. And once you can save up enough to unlock World 6, like, it gets even easier. Like, this Kenan guy, um, ooh, kicked my butt, didn't he? Alright, here's where pro tip number 2 comes in. If you don't have auto clicker, you need to get it. Um, Run that and then try that again. Ooh, even with that, it didn't help any, huh? Alright, let me turn that off. There was definitely a trick to this that I had figured out. I think it was the auto PK. Like, for some odd reason, if you auto PK with an auto clicker going, yeah, that's how you do it. Of course, it is kind of slow, but I mean, you can get it done. And I haven't really done the math or anything to figure out like how important it is, but when you get 20 AC per win, um, it really doesn't take long to, achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. I can't actually wait to see what pain looks like, because I assume being 6 AD, like, that's got to be a crazy amount of wins. But, anyways, just turn that off. And if that's too hard, I mean, there's always Diodora. I mean, he should be generally a lot easier. Yeah. And that's 4 AC. So, I mean, to each their own, whatever you want to do. And the other thing I want to tell you about is like, um, before I started doing this video, like I was working on my power. So like my equipment was all set to like power stuff. So if you change that over to wind boost, God, it seemed like I had better ones than that. I might have deleted them because well, it doesn't look like you can delete. I don't know where they went. I thought I had all green, but whatever. Um, so he was 4 before, and now if you go after him, should probably be like 7 maybe? 6, 7? Yeah, 6.6. So I mean, it's worth switching around your equipment to what you're actually trying to accomplish at that given moment. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Covered the fact that we used the void wave. We got the right trail on. We covered the rebirths. I didn't really show you where the merchant was, but I mean it's World 2 and these worlds are not that big. World 2. So here's the merchant guy, and oh, it's actually an hour, not half an hour. So, 20 gems or 50 Roblox and, times everything else that you're already getting by 3. And that's kind of how you sneak ahead in the game. Um, oh, I guess the other little trick I've learned is like I mentioned that I was like working on my strength. Like I always do that in World 3. I just come over here in the corner and hide. And the reason I'm doing it in 3 is because you get an extra 20% just from being there. And if you haven't noticed, the other one, the clock one, um, the longer you stay in a server, it'll increase. So right now it's technically 36%, and the cap on the clock is 101, I think. So you can have up to 121% just from being on the server and in the right world when you're auto training. And again, only 3 AA, but that's because I don't have the right equipment on. So if you like swap all of that out with the strength stuff, you can see it doubles it. So, now we're almost at 7. So those were kind of like the things I did to to get to number 2 on the leaderboard. Um, the only other thing I haven't covered that I did that probably isn't an option for a lot of people is my heroes. um, the game went down for I don't know, like 3 or 4 days, and it made people like angry. Um, and I had kind of gotten sick of the grind, and so I found their Discord channel, and they were like, "Oh, you can trade game passes for pets." And if you watch the trade channel, um, they generally offer between 200 and 300k pets for a game pass. So, like, if you go to the shop, um, and of course, obviously I bought all the stuff that I cared about. Um, but like, you can gift it to another person that's on the server, and then just buy it a second time. Um, well, I better actually like do that so I know how much we're talking about here. Um, but like something like I don't know, luck boost or something. You know, it's 99 Robux. That's like a buck, I think. I mean, it's not a lot. So you can pay a buck and get like a 200k character. Um, and that was definitely what I did. And I was doing it, and like I said, the game got shut down for like a copyright thing, and it made one of the guys mad on there. So he was like, "I'll sell you all my characters. Um, I just want game passes." So that's how I ended up with like these Gem 6 characters that are secret rainbows. And I'm sure that factors in to a lot of it, these 2, 4, 6, 8 guys. But the rest of them are either like stuff I've like, hatched myself and upgraded, or stuff I've bought for, 1 or 2 at a time via game passes. But most of what I actually use, other than those gem guys, which if you don't know about the gem guys, that's way back on World 1 over here in the corner. That's where you get them, and that percentage is horrible. So, if you're gonna do it, have at it. But I don't know, that just seems too risky to me. Uh, Most of where I'm getting my guys from is over in World 6. There's only 3 eggs over here, and I'm too poor for that one, so I mostly get mine from here. And like this uncommon guy that you're gonna get most of the time, um, you max them out, secret, rainbow them, you know, 296k. You really can't beat that. So, anyways, those are all the secrets I know about Anime Energy Clash Simulator. If I find anything else out, I'll let you know.